My day started a little bit earlier than I would have liked and a little bit farther away from Denver than I would have liked. I woke up about 2 hours from Denver in the Rocky Mountains and made quick work of getting everything taken care of, taken off the trailer, put back into the van, and getting on the road. The drive into Denver was uneventful and overall went fairly quickly. The mountains weren't nearly as beautiful as I had expected them to be, and I've driven through Colorado many times in the past. All of the leaves were gone from the trees except for the pine trees, and the snow had not yet flown on the mountains, so it was just in this weird in-between stage of mostly brown. Yet there were still some beautiful moments, but overall I was just glad that the drive went pretty quickly, and before I knew it I was pulling up to my destination in Denver, Colorado. That is San York Fair Trade, which sells aluminum statues of all sizes for, I suppose, whatever purpose you want to use them for. At only $300 to me for over 1,000 miles of transport, I couldn't say that this was a well-paying gig, but it was just about all I could find coming out of Denver along my route. Before heading out, which I really wanted to do without taking time for anything else, I really felt that I should get the oil changed in my new van, and more importantly even, check if the coolant was in dire need of a change. Turns out that the coolant wasn't in dire need, but it does need to be done soon. They recommended prioritizing the rear differential fluid. Oh, and the brake fluid also needs to be changed, but that wasn't at the top of the list for today. So $250 later, I had fresh oil, fresh rear differential fluid, and a little bit of peace of mind. There was one more thing that I really wanted to do while in Colorado but hardly had time for, and that was to visit my friend Charlie in Fort Collins. Charlie has been the owner of a dog that my ex-wife and I rescued 15 years ago, and who I eventually rehomed with Charlie. I was amazed a little over a year ago to discover that she is still alive and well, and this was a great opportunity to stop in and see her and Charlie and his other dog Ruby, even though it added at least an hour and a half to my total drive time, plus the visit time which I didn't feel like I really had allotted for in the trip. But not only did I visit with Topaz, but I agreed to go for a hike with Charlie as well. And he's only been in Colorado for a month. He's a traveling physical therapist.
Continental Divide.
So this was a chance for him to explore as much as it was for me. But he's exploring his new home.
Here's the reservoir.
We took his younger dog, Ruby,
but we're like wrapped around
and
the back
headed
end.
up
Wow.
into the mountains.
That looks pure.
I found that I was stressed out during the hike simply by the fact that I did not have time to do this hike and to take a nap and drive back to Michigan in the amount of time that I had. And after a while, I started to relax and realized that the time crunch was really due to having my other job. There's never that much of a time crunch on its own. When there is one, it's usually related to having to get back in time for that job, or having to get some other drop-off done and pickup done, and series of events completed, but always with the hard deadline happening as a result of the other job. And I resolved, for the most part, to quit my other job as soon as the season is over, which is in just a few more weeks. One of the things I was stressed about was the need to get the trailer lights working. I'd been using the lights from Harbor Freight, which were not working that well and shutting off and not giving me a lot of time on the batteries. So I went ahead and pulled off the lights from the van and tried to wire up this harness that I had bought at U-Haul for only $16.15 earlier. And I was grateful when the lights began to come on almost immediately. So before I knew it, I had the lights going and I was able to cut the other lights off that were no longer serving their purpose and have actual lights running on the trailer. After saying a quick goodbye to Topaz and Ruby and Charlie, I got back on the road, and there's nothing really to report. Because of my detour to the north, the first 80 miles or so were on Colorado 14, so not on the expressway, which was a nice little change of pace, but also slowed me down further from the already delayed departure that I had. I didn't even really get on the road to leave the Denver area, which I would consider Fort Collins to be part of, until it was already completely dark. And of course, completely dark only means 6 p.m. these days, but still, it felt like I was getting off to a pretty late start when I want to be back in Michigan by tomorrow night. And Google Maps was rerouting me for some reason due to a road closure, and the initial time that I had on Google Maps when I left Fort Collins was 18 and a half hours, about 2.5 hours more than I had expected. I also felt that the van was getting even better gas mileage, and when I did the math this time, I got an almost unbelievable number, over 16 miles per gallon. But keep in mind that sometimes the gas tank just fills up a little bit more or less than other times, so it's not totally certain. And I was also gifted these chicken wings when I asked to finish off the Asian Zing chicken wings at Pilot. When I pulled off the rest area, there's really no elements to protect the boxes from tonight. It's not going to rain. It's not cold enough that there's going to be frost. But just for good measure, I wrapped them up anyways. I noted that there were no cars at the rest stop at all, only trucks or commercial-looking vehicles. And finally, based on the decor on the grill of the truck behind me, I think that he will appreciate the huge Sasquatch when he wakes up and sees what is on the trailer in front of him.